Yo, and welcome back to the Banter Boys podcast. My name is Sanji, with me is Ross. How you doing, Ross?
Welcome. Sanji, I don't know what I'm more happier about. Beating you and getting to the final, or Liverpool winning and almost certainly getting top four. Again, it goes on the last day again. But I don't know, I'm pretty happy about both of them. Sorry if it came at one of them came at your expense, though.
It's alright, dude. One of those days. You had a win-win situation. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? A warning to you, to listeners, to everybody on this week's episode. I'm gonna be a fucking mess. Honestly, like, it's bad enough that fantasy went bad this season, but just life in general has been shite for me personally. So I'm gonna try and muster the strength and the energy to give it my all and be as professional as possible. But yeah, you're gonna probably have to drag me through this one, mate.
I'll try my best.
Alright, so before we get started, Russ, do you want to remind listeners how they can engage with us and listen to our podcast?
Yeah, for sure. So you can message us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handles at BantaB. On Discord, in the Draft PL channel, BantaBoys, #6585. On Reddit, /Banta_boys. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the name of Banta Boys.
Alright, so before we get started, we're going to do, as usual, the quick data dump. We look at key passes, shots, and accurate crosses. So for the key passes, the highest number was 4 this game week, and there was a 9-way tie, I believe, between Fleck, Grealish, Lingard, Mane, Rodrigo, Robertson, Sigurdsson, Townsend, and Traore. I think that's Bertrand.
It's Bertrand Traore, yep.
And the second highest number was 3, recorded by, I think, also 9 players: Firmino, Cresswell, Digne, El Ghazi, Gross, McAllister from Brighton, Matt Ritchie, João Moutinho, and Leandro Trossard. So now looking at shots attempted and then how many of those were on target, the highest number of shots attempted this game week was 6, and there was a 3-way tie between Bruno, who had 4 on target, Matheus Pereira, who had 3 on target, and Ollie Watkins, who had 3 on target as well. Now, the second highest number of shots attempted was 5. Again, there was a 3-way tie. Fornals had 2 on target, Souček had 2 on target, and I think this is Bertrand as well, 0 on target. So now, finally looking at accurate crosses into the box, the highest number recorded was 4 by Townsend from Crystal Palace. The second highest number was 2, and there was like a 6-way tie for this. T-Bebe, Murphy from Newcastle, Norwood from Sheffield United, Reguilon, Moutinho, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, we don't usually mention this, but I thought I'd mention it just because of the freak stat this game week. Yeah. So for the successful take-ons this game week, the second highest number was Adama Traore and Bertrand Traore. 7 each. That seems reasonable, right? The highest number this week was ASM, 15 successful dribbles. Oh, and guess what? My opponent had ASM. Yeah.
Literally, all the points were most of the points were dribbles.
Yeah. I think that was 90% of his points. Alright, so listeners, in the first half, we're going to do our league catch-ups. We're going to run through those Twitter questions, give you those critical injury updates, then jump into our halftime pint. After that, we'll catch up on what happened in the Game Week 37 games, predict Game Week 38 games, and then suggest some hot waiver picks and free agent picks that could help you win your finals in the playoff. Especially you, Russ. Alright, let's get started. I don't know if you really want to do a league catch-up with me. Like I said, I'm going to give you fuck all for information and fuck all from anything my side. I'll give you Perfect 11 results, because we fucking smashed it in Perfect 11.
Well, let's start off with Banta Boys, common denominator here.
No, you know what? Let's start with the OG League, because let's end on a good note. Let's end on you winning. I'd rather we do that, alright?
Alright, fair enough.
Okay, so we can look across at our OG League, right? In our OG League, it was just me in the semi-final, right? Up against Neeraj. I don't know what much to say other than I scored 141 points and still lost. Right?
Yeah, it's really unlucky, man.
I mean, it's hilarious how the luck... You know, we talk about Neeraj being a generally lucky guy, but I don't think I've met anyone as lucky as Neeraj in life, in anything this guy has tried. This guy went from a Souček own goal to Souček scoring the goal and Cresswell getting the assist as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what I could have done. I mean, you know what? It's funny. I could have just left my squad as is from when I made my waiver picks. Because I'll tell you, if I had to dissect what the reason why I might have lost, is that I changed my keeper from Pickford to Ederson. The reason I did that was because, you know what, he had Cancelo. Okay, fine, got the red card, but I thought Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, and Zinchenko starting. Surely that's the strongest back four for Man City. Easy clean sheet, right? One of the best away record that of all the teams in the Prem, right? I think they have one of the best away records.
The best. Yeah, I think so. The best.
Right? But you know what? Again, talking about the fans having an effect, completely ignored that. And my God, Brighton's fans were amazing. Amazing. The atmosphere coming out of that stadium was electric. Alright. Other picks that, you know what, I don't know if I can be hard on myself, but Bukayo Saka got 3.5 points, Arsenal's best player, and got taken off as the first sub before the 60th minute. I don't know if I can predict that, because the thing is, like, I had players like João Moutinho, like Michael Keane, but the thing is, I didn't want to invest too many players from one game, because I already had the likes of Luka Dean, I had the likes of, who else? DCL as well. So it was like 4 or 5 players from one team. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just dump those and try to like spread out my returns. But you know what? Michael Keane smashed it, 19 points on my bench. We don't have auto subs. So can't really do anything about that. I mean, I'll go through my final lineup. Ederson, Luka Dean, Nat Phillips, Rudiger, Brownhill, Harrison, Saka, JWP, DCL, Greenwood, and Rodrigo from Leeds. Still couldn't get a win.
No, that's really unlucky because Neeraj, your opponent, had Cancelo on the first day, right? Cancelo on the first day gets the red card. You know, it gives you some hope, right? But, like, again, like, Brighton went off, you know, they basically nullified City immediately. And
it so happens that he had the one City asset that scored for him, Phil Foden, exactly. And, again, he had ASM, right? 15 points. I think ended up with like 20-ish points. Yeah, 18.25 points. I mean, after 15 dribbles, you need to be higher than that.
Jeez. Basically did almost nothing the whole game but dribble.
Yeah, pretty much. And he also had, like I mentioned earlier, Thomas Souček, who ended up getting the goal, and Sadio Mane, who ended up getting the assist and 4 key passes, right? So it was like a constant uphill battle. Oh, also to mention, he had Pepe, who scored a fucking brace. Like, Pepe does fuck all. I mean, we've been talking about Pepe has definitely improved this season. He's been shooting a lot better, a lot more. His goal contributions have improved, right? So, you know what? At this point, I just hope he wins the final, you know? So, it was a good run. I enjoyed my time in the league, but I thought, you know what? I would have been able to sign off on a high. C'est la vie. Let's move on to the Banter Boys League, then. Yeah,
so this is the matchup between me and Sanji, and I'll be honest, before that Liverpool, Burnley, and the West Ham, West Brom goal, I was like pretty far behind. I was behind by like, I think, Sanji, 13 points? 15 points? Something more like that.
It was more than that. I think it was like a healthy 20-point lead at least.
Yeah. Bale didn't start for me. Which is like, you know, I kind of predicted that. Sanji, you also kind of hinted at it. But like, who knew that Bale wouldn't actually start? Luka Dean got the clean sheet. You had, who else did you have?
So like, okay, I'll be honest. I didn't really give too much of a fuck about the Banter Boys squad because like, my main focus has always been try to win OG League. Right? I was okay with you beating me in Banter Boys, getting to the final, beating Manos. Sorry, Manos, but I've got to support my boy Ross. So I'll run through my squad in the Banter Boys League. Sam Johnstone in net, Ike Nouri, Azpilicueta, Gary Cahill, Luka Dean in the defense. In midfield, Mateus Pereira, Jack Grealish, Jack Harrison, Rodrigo up front with Ollie Watkins and Timo Werner. So, I didn't play the best in the sense that I played Ait Nouri and I played Gary Cahill because when Gabriel Jesus was benched for that City game and Hakim Ziyech was also benched for that Chelsea game, I could have dropped these guys, but the reason I didn't drop these guys was, you know what? Maybe they'll come off the bench, do something. We've got auto subs in this league.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't have power over the waiver wire pool,
exactly.
right? If I made
in
it
case
to the
you
final.
won. Yeah.
So even if I did start dropping players, I might have been fucked for the final, right? So I thought, you know what? Let me hold on. But Jesus got 3 points. Ziyech did not come on at all. And Moutinho was stuck on my IR, right? Because I didn't make up those moves earlier. I also had James Maddison and I had Christian Pulisic. I had like a lot of Chelsea men, but also it didn't help that James Maddison got a fat fucking 0.
Yeah. And played like 59 minutes or something, right?
Yeah, played 59 minutes, yeah.
Kelechi came on for him.
1 tackle, 1 goal conceded, and 2 dispossessions. Yeah. Very useful.
My team on the other side was I had Meslier, but Meslier wasn't starting, so I picked up Emi Martinez. I had Nat Phillips, who had the monster game, who also had a monster game for you, Sanji, in the OG League too. I had Ben Chilwell. I had Regulion with the own goal and Luke Shaw with also like, you know, a yellow card and like a goal conceded, right? So my defense, apart from Nat Phillips and Chilwell, was pretty substandard. My midfield though, Yuri Tielemans got me 5.5 points. Michael Antonio, did really well, got the goal right at the end, which essentially sealed the game for me. And Joe Willock, who also got a goal for me, right? And then my forwards were Patrick Bamford, who got the goal and assist, Sadio Mane, who got the assist, and Kelechi, who came on as an auto sub for me, because I was like, you know what, I'll bring him off the bench, but I had an idea he would come on and score. That's just the form that he was in. And then I ended up with 140 points to Sanji's.
No, dude, you got 156 points. You got a similar score to Neeraj.
Yeah,
so
156.
Either way, it's like I was destined to lose by that similar amount. So, yeah. Like I said, you better go fucking win the final.
Otherwise, I hope so.
I'd be so upset.
Do you want to run my team for the finals?
I mean, we can discuss finals preps for sure. I would love to help you. But before we get into that... Oh, by the way, you know what? Congratulations to Neeraj. Congratulations to Daniel. They are both in the OG League final. Congratulations to Manos. Congratulations to you, Ross. You guys are both in the Banter Boys final. Really excited to see how the season's going to end. Alright, so let's finally jump across to the Perfect 11. And Ross, you know what? I think this is the only solace I'm going to take out of the rest of the season. And apologies again for not having messaged you or asked you, you know,
an
update on what's going on. But we've moved up to the 21st position now.
Nice. What's our goal? Our goal is like 15, right?
15,
or top
16, like that sort of thing, right? Yeah, so I'll quickly run through the team that we fielded this week. So we had Edison in net, Fat Big 0, you know. I'm gonna mention all the low totals first. We had Luke Shaw, negative 2.5, you know, you can't go wrong there. Harry Kane with a solid 4 points. You know what? Don't worry, Mo Salah got 0.5 more, rocking it with 4.5. But let's start, you know, throwing some big names out there. We had Bobby Firmino with the 17 points. Clinical goal for Liverpool. Much needed goal. Mm-hmm. We had, you know, Mason Mount, 9.5 points. How can you go wrong with Mace, right? He does literally everything in a Chelsea game. You should include him or try to get him as a first pick in your draft next season. Matthias Pereira, 18.5 points. This guy is in like the biggest form of his life at the moment. And when it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Bruno Fernandes, 16 points for not even touching the ball. We'll get to how many like bullshit VAR, ref, everything. By the way, you know that Souček own goal that got called off? He legit touched it into the net. They only gave Matthias Pereira the goal, I think, because it was quote unquote on target. Anyways, we had Trent, 18 points. We had Luka Dean, 21.25 points. And smashing it with the highest score in our team. Guess who?
Natty P.
Natty P himself.
Natty P.
31.25 points. Giving our outfielders a score of 137.5 this week. Yeah, the keeper did nothing. 0. So.
Yeah. You know what? I've told you this a bunch of times, but I love Natty P, man. Just
yeah, dude, if you look at our DMs, if anyone looks at our DMs, it's just like love videos of Natty P going back and forth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, honestly, he has stepped up so much. So much. And you know what? Even Rise has kind of stepped up. I'm not gonna lie. Rise looks a little tougher now, man. Winning aerial challenges against like 3-4 men at once. Like
I was honestly pretty impressed. Like, okay, cool. They still targeted him. And he got his fair share of like, dirt from Chris Wood, right? Chris Wood gave him a tough time, but I wouldn't say he went toe to toe, but I think he put a strong foot forward for most of the game, right?
Yeah. I thought he had a really good showing. All right. So that is all our league updates. Sorry, it wasn't as exciting as they usually are, but you know what? We still have one of the Banter Boys in the finals, so something to look forward to. All right, let's jump into those Twitter questions now, Ross.
All right. So the first question that we have from Niraj: who should I go for, and how would you rank dropping the players below? I can get 5. So the players that are available to Niraj are Lacazette, McGinn, Chris Wood, Ziyech, Aguero, Miggy, Kurt Zuma, Alonso, and Cavallero. And the players he can drop are Cancelo, Reece Williams, Declan Rice, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, ASM, and Vestergaard.
I'm surprised that Neeraj doesn't have Trent to pick from. Because, again, to kind of go back to his luck, he was able to draft both Siggy and James before a matchup as well. That didn't help. But anyways, who should he drop from that list? Well, Cancelo has a red card.
Yeah.
I would honestly hold on to Rice Williams. I like potentially the clean sheets, like for Liverpool. I don't know. How do you feel about Crystal Palace?
I think that's the only thing that I'm kind of... But here's the thing, though. He's going up against Christian Benteke. Aerial beast, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if Benteke scores against you guys.
Yeah, and plus it's Roy Hodgson's last game for Palace. So they're obviously want to put some form of like showing, right?
I think there's better defenders he can pick up who are like ghost point proof sort of thing.
Yeah. Ainsley Maitland-Niles I would definitely drop.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And then ASM is just like wait and see if he starts to drop.
Please do not drop your player before you know whether or not they're in the lineup. Like again, going back to the whole James Siggy thing, like that should not be happening, you know? Managers, have a little patience with your players. Like, wait until the lineup's up.
How would you rank the players, though?
So, by the way, the Declan Rice and Vestergaard is also on his list about dropping. I mean, Vestergaard is like a ghost points machine, right?
But not recently.
No.
Not recently.
Actually, Salisu has been doing well recently.
Yeah.
Even though he's been conceding, he's been getting like decent ghost points. So, yeah, I guess he can afford to drop Vestergaard. All right, let's look at the waiver list then, Ross.
Yeah. So first and foremost, the name that really jumps out to me is Hakim Ziyech. I think he's going to start this game.
I don't think so, man.
I think he's going to start this game.
I don't think so. I would not be surprised if he's benched, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Tuchel rules out a similar 11. Almost a very exact 11.
Like Pulisic, Mount, Werner.
Yeah, because our Champions League final is not until the 29th. I think we've got like 6 days rest.
6 days in the middle. I would not be surprised if Pulisic is on the bench and Ziyech starts in place of him.
Like, I think you can afford to waiver him just to block your opponent, just in case. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would pick up Ziyech for Vestergaard. Like, if he wants to drop Vestergaard and just bench Ziyech. On the fact, maybe gamble on the fact that, like, you think Ziyech might start. He might. He could. He very well could. But I see this as the last dress rehearsal before the Champions League final.
Final, yeah. Alonso, do you think he's going to start over Chile?
No.
No?
Because it's a must-win game for us right now. And when we had that must-win cup final, Alonso and Co didn't do it, right? Chile came into the squad. When Chile came on as a sub in that FA Cup final, he nearly scored, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So, I really like Chris Wood here.
Yes.
Burnley away, so I think Chris Wood
Against, who is it? Sheffield United. I think
Sheffield,
they played,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like Burnley are really bad at home, but they've been really like solid away.
It's what saved their season, really, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even if they have some solid show, like even if they concede some goals, I feel like they're gonna score a few too.
Yeah, and I feel like if they're going to score, Chris Wood's going to be involved, and he's on penalties, right?
Yep, 100%.
What about the likes of, let's say, Lacazette and Aguero?
Aguero, no, I don't. I think his season's done. I think his like Panenka penalty was like essentially his last contribution to City, and that's really sad.
Yep.
That's kind of what it's coming down for. But you know what? Like I think his season's done. Lacazette, though, I think he's gonna start.
Yeah, I could see him starting. Yeah, I think it's worth a waiver pick again, just to kind of block your opponent, right? Because I believe Neeraj has control over the waiver pool, right? Because he's got the most fab.
5 picks, so he can $4 $5 and 1 higher waiver priority. So
yeah. Kurt Zuma potentially might start, but I don't know. I mean, he could start, right? But honestly, now Grealish is back for Aston Villa, so that's not such an easy game for us anymore, right? And Villa looked really good against Spurs today, man. I mean, Spurs,
they won.
Like Spurs defense is shite, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But to kind of round off the rest of his picks, Almiron and Cavallero and McGinn, I think. So, Almiron, he has ASM. I don't think it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Cavallero, I think, could be a shrewd pick because their home game against Newcastle, right?
Exactly. Last game of the season, fans will be there.
Exactly. And Cavallero's been smashing out key passes on a regular basis at the moment.
Yeah. And the game against Newcastle will be a lot more open too.
That too. And I feel like Scotty P is just basically playing all the players that belong to Fulham and benching all the loanees. So I think there's even more reason for Cavallero to be nailed in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, if we had to go in order, like waiver those in order, do you think it's fair to say maybe Chris Wood, Ziyech, Lacazette, Cavallero, and McGinn? And then the rest is all a toss-up?
Yeah. The fact that he's dropping at least 3 defenders here, though. So maybe keep that in mind. Maybe only drop Cancelo and Vestergaard or Cancelo and Reece Williams, but not anymore. I think you can definitely drop Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You can definitely drop Declan Rice. And you can definitely drop Cancelo. Yeah. So the other 2 just kind of make sure.
Yeah. Cool. That sounds good.
All right.
Let's go to the next question. Thanks, Neeraj. Good luck in the final, mate.
And the next question we have is from his opponent, who also made the finals, from Daniel Karani. Good season, boys. Thanks for all the tips this season. Of course, I've made it to finals. Obviously, this tweet wouldn't be enough without that Daniel arrogance. Again, hoping you guys can help me field my team.
You can help him. I'm not helping that arrogant bastard.
I don't think he'll take my advice that kindly.
You know what? He makes the finals so much. Why does he even need our advice? Didn't he shit on the pod when we first started as well?
I don't know. I don't think so. His keeper is Sam Johnston, Trent, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Jack Grealish, Matthias Pereira, Calvin Phillips, Matt Ritchie, Andros Townsend, Gareth Bale, Christian Benteke, and he's playing Gareth Bale as a forward at the moment, not as a mid. Nelson Semedo, James Tarkowski, Zinchenko, Mark Albrighton, and Aubameyang as his substitutes. So for me, I would play James Tarkowski.
I'd probably play Zinchenko as well.
I don't think Zinchenko will start.
Well.
Because I think Mendy might just get the... I don't know. Pep's weird. You actually never know with Pep. So kind of keep that in mind. I think start James Tarkowski over one of your Chelsea defenders. I think Thiago Silva might get some rest because obviously there's a big game coming up and you want him to be like fully fit for. So...
Yeah... Possibly. Like, the only reason I think, again, I go back to the 6-day break, I think he'd be able to handle this game as well just because of the position he plays in the team. It's not a lot of running, so to speak, right? And even in that game, I don't think we had to do a lot of sprinting back, per se, for Vardy, right? Considering the size of our ground and everything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think, okay, even if Thiago Silva were to be benched for this game, per se, I still think Reece James has a fair shout of starting the game as well.
Yeah, right? I think so.
And Nelson Semedo, I'd play him against United because I expect United to field a very weak squad for that final
100%.
game.
100%.
Right?
I feel like Wolves might come out on top there.
You got to remember home form, right? Home crowd. Like, it played a big factor this game week. And I think it's going to make the difference in the final game week as well. So you might want to weight your decisions with that home crowd factor.
Yeah, and Mark Albright will start for sure. And like he had a really good 1 point against Chelsea this game week. So I know you might be a bit more hesitant on starting him, but I don't know. I think he's a solid player. He's got a lot of experience. I would still kind of trust him over if you're looking for players to start. Bale will definitely start. I would try to see if you can get Bale in your midfield instead of Bale in your forward lineup, just because he's the dual position, he's the flex position, and we never nailed that on. So if you can get Bale in your midfield, I feel like Bale's gonna be on fire. Last game for Spurs, you know.
It's not at home though.
Yeah, and there won't be home fans. There won't be his fans cheering on, but at the same time, he's got some rest right now too. So
yeah, he's got some rest. That's true. All right, cool.
All right, yeah, Daniel. Hope that helps. Good luck to you too, I guess. You know. Next question. We have Prasant at Prash_CFC. Thank you for all your tips and content this season. What plans for off-season Euro fantasy? What's up, Sanjay? What are you thinking?
Before today, I was all hype on Euro fantasy. I actually started getting people. We've already started to build content for it and stuff. So, I mean, there's a plan to do the Euro content, but after today's L, I'm just going to sleep on it and think about it and maybe consider the 3-month break. Just for me personally. I mean, I've honestly loved doing the fantasy and everything like that, but I've got to look after myself as well. So, I don't know. It's something we're going to have to see. I'll see if we can get enough help on the stuff. So I'm not drowning in too much work. Then I would love to do something because I would love to I mean, the plan is to play the Euro 2020 fantasy, right? The standard budget version game. So yeah, you know what? Stay tuned. I'll keep it at that.
Stay tuned.
Let's keep it as a surprise for now.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, Sanji, those are all the questions that we had.
All right, sweet. So now,
thank you for asking.
Thank you so much for asking, guys. Good luck in all your games this game week. All right, so we're gonna quickly run through the player status updates. So remember, listeners, the information that we're getting is from premierinjuries.com. The guy that runs the website, Ben Dinnery. You can find him at Ben Dinnery on Twitter. He is the injury guru. Alright, so we're going to quickly run through the list. At Arsenal, Matty Ryan can't face Brighton this game week because of parent club issues. The only person that should be missing out, though, is David Luiz because he's still recovering from his thigh issue. At Aston Villa, the only person missing out, actually there's two of them, Cash and Sanson. And interesting to note that instead of going with El Mohammadi, they played Courtney House or Konsa as one of the fullbacks, right? At Brighton, Maupay got his suspension extended somehow. Veltman is a maybe coming back from his heel injury. Dunk should be back. And Welbeck is a maybe because he might be injured from that last game. For Burnley, Pope is a touch and go. At Chelsea, Kai Havertz reported of tightness in his hamstring. So he may show up for this last game, maybe not. Kante I don't think will be risked, so you can expect Kovacic in the lineup. And Christensen is a late thigh rule-out. At Crystal Palace, Milivojevic has a thigh issue. At Everton, Rodriguez is a touch-and-go situation for Sunday. At Fulham, Kearney could be a late call. He might make an appearance. Anthony Robinson, touch-and-go. Mitrovic has buttocks issues. And Harrison Reed has no return date. He came off as a sub, I think, in the last game. Leeds, Cock and Cleek ruled out, no return date, given international duty leave. Leicester City, Evans and his plantar fasciitis issue, probably out for that last game. At Liverpool, there's a tiny chance of Jota making the squad. Apparently, the scan wasn't as bad as it seemed. Man,
Yeah.
Ross, everything is just turning around at the last game week, bro. So blessed, fam. At Man City, Cancelo is suspended. Ilkay Gundogan might not be risked because he came off due to some niggles during the game. Aguero also, he might not be fit for this game. Walker and Sterling also had muscular injuries from the last few fixtures. Manchester United now. Maguire might not be risked because they're going to try and preserve him for the Europa League final, which is on the 26th of May. James and Martial, though, could feature in this last game against Wolves because players like McTominay and Fred might not be risked as they picked up niggles in their last game versus Fulham at home. At Newcastle United, Willock complained of fatigue. ASM might be a day-to-day knock, Neeraj, so keep an eye on that, mate. And Joelinton has a muscular issue. Sheffield United, not going to pick anyone out. Southampton, Romeu might make the last game out, but Che complained of some groin issues. At Spurs, Tanganga has an heel issue. At West Brom, nothing really. At West Ham, there was a late call actually right before the game. Fabianski pulled out due to some muscular issues. Though, Darren Randolph made some boss-ass saves in today's game. For Wolves, finally, Podence is out for the last game because he had to go get surgery. Alright, Russ. Now, I think is a perfect time for us to take our halftime pint and we'll be back with our prediction results, predictions for the upcoming game week, and picks. We'll be right back.
Yep.
And we are back. Alright, Russ. So it seems like the only thing I won this week was our prediction results. I won more than 4-4.
Yep, you won 9-4. You actually got two predictions spot on, the Chelsea one and the Everton one. So
that is
GG,
jokes. Man. So I got the Everton result, but didn't even play the guys from the fixture. Well done, me.
Trust your predictions, bro. Trust your gut.
I never do. All right. Now, I guess we can start talking about the teams and the final game week. I can't believe also we just went through an entire season of podding, by the way.
Yeah. There was a bit of a gap in the middle, but like, you know what? It's a final game week, you know. We are in game week 38.
Yeah, I never thought we'd get this far. So before we continue, shout out to everyone that has listened to this pod, has retweeted, has liked, commented, or even shat on it. Like, all the feedback has been welcomed and loved, and it's been such a journey, amazing experience podding with you, Ross. And you know what? I'm looking forward to future
likewise,
seasons, bro.
Sanji. Yep, likewise, Sanji. Honestly, like, you know what? I think it was... I'm honestly impressed at mostly you, partly me, at how much work we put in. How much work we put in, right? Like, Sanji, you are on Twitter 24/7. And so for anyone who listens to this and everyone who like messages our Twitter account, you're almost always talking to Sanji. Like, never is it me. Actually, not almost always. Always it's Sanji. Never is it me. I was like, you know what? Sanji is the face of our podcast.
You know, it's funny though. I always end up switching between I and we when I'm talking to people on like Discord and stuff. I'm like, fuck. I'm not me. I'm banter boys. I gotta say we. Oh man. Don't worry though. There's equal love from everybody for both of us. So don't even study that, yo. It's honestly a pleasure being able to help random people on the internet.
So all the help that you get is from Sanji. I will take that as a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
You know what? If they're benefiting from it, then yeah, GG. Yeah. Mission accomplished, you know? Alright, let's start looking at some games now, bro. Arsenal versus Brighton. So, Arsenal had the game against Crystal Palace, Roy's last game. Again, it was really hard to watch all the games now that games are kicking off at the same time, which was fucking mental, by the way. Because like you said, being on Twitter, because what I try to do is I try to, you know, post out things that we notice about the lineups, or like we suggest the picks, you know, the hot picks under 50%. what's crazy is with all the deadlines being so close to each other, as soon as one game kicks off, the lineup comes out for another one. So I'm like, shit. Okay, gotta set my lineup. Gotta go pick up a player. Gotta go do this. Gotta go do that. So it's like a constant rush, you know? But so yeah, couldn't see all of the games. Try to watch as many highlights as possible. Pick out games simultaneously. And I'm not gonna lie, in the last game when Souček scored that goal at halftime or whatever, my mom called me and I was like, you know what? Fuck football. I'm just gonna talk to my mom because she's alone in the pandemic wherever she is. And you know what? I love my mama, you know? So yeah, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, Pepe with the brace, right? Christian Benteke with another goal.
Yeah, I know.
Can't stop scoring.
Yeah, he's obviously going to come back and... Well, we'll talk about Crystal Palace later on. But, I don't know. I honestly thought this would be an Arsenal down week. But, you know what? With Eze out for the, entire season, and maybe going into next season too, I guess Arsenal kind of found that they took the lead. I was kind of seeing highlights, from as I was watching the Liverpool Burnley game, right? Kind of seeing goals and super close chances and stuff. But Arsenal, I guess, came out on top.
Yeah, and you know what? Martinelli got the third goal as well. Well, I mean the second goal. Tierney and Odegaard with the assists as well. It's funny, before this game even kicked off, I had banked, I think, Saka, Martinelli, and Willian going into this game, right? Because it's like you mentioned, Eze's injury. We chatted off air, I think, before this fixture. I was trying to decide lineups and stuff. And I was like, okay, dude, Eze's out. I feel like I should go heavy on Arsenal. I feel like they could get the win, which they ended up getting, in the end. I just couldn't predict that Pepe would get a friggin' brace, right? So, yeah, I mean... Not much else to say on that. Like I said, I only saw bits and pieces from this. It's good to see Townsend also started to hit some good fan tracks for him, I want to say, as well, from a scoring perspective. So that's good news for Daniel as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. At one point, I remember Aubameyang was stuck on 0 points the entire time.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Daniel is going to feel about starting Aubameyang versus a very stingy Brighton defense, right?
I don't think he should.
Yeah, I same, dude. It's one of those boom or bust things, right? That's the reason I was very afraid to even be part of any Jamie Vardy ownership. Jamie Vardy got, 1.5 for Kayam in his semi-final? 1.5
Something
points.
like that.
Yeah, some shitty-ass points. Yeah, dude. It's scary with these boom and bust guys. I'm not gonna lie, even Pepe, to a certain extent, can be a little boom or bust.
Boom or bust, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. With Brighton, though, against the 10 men.
Solid defense, bro.
Yeah, man. Early Cancelo red card definitely shifted the game in their favor, even though City scored before that. So
I love how we suggested the 2 goal scorers from this game week too. I think we've been shouting Webster and Burn for the longest while. They're ghost points machines, and they didn't even need the ghost points for this game. Did you happen to see the goals from the game, by the way?
I think I saw a couple of them.
Fordinho's solo run? Oh, that kid is special, man.
Honestly, because these game weeks happen during the game, weekdays, I don't get a chance to watch the match day live on DAZN or even match of the day and kind of finding a stream for that. But I was just happy that, City fans stopped being another away victory, best away team in the Premier League.
Well, I mean, quick highlights then from what I remember. I remember Gundogan opened the scoring with a tricky Mahrez dribble into the box, cross into the far post, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Cancelo got that red. I don't know if you saw the red. I'm not gonna lie, it looked a little soft. VAR has been fucking terrible every fucking game week. VAR should have saved that from being a red card. That's really what it should have been. Because it was a situation of arms locked, and obviously, if VAR doesn't exist, I get why a ref would send Cancelo off, given the angle that he sees the challenge from, right? Welbeck is ahead of him, Cancelo falls down, Welbeck falls down. It looks like Cancelo pulled him down. But given the fact that you have VAR, you've got different camera angles, you can see whether or not it was either an accident or it was, fucking foul play.
You made a mistake.
You made a fucking mistake. Go and oh my god, it's such shite. It's not just him. It's even challenges like Bamford getting a challenge from the goalkeeper, right? Or Ollie Watkins getting a challenge from Lloris. Mm-hmm. When the strikers aren't going down, they're being forced to fucking dive and sell, basically cheat and sell it, right? Because like VAR is like not doing anything about it. Like VAR's not even doing the right thing, fam. Like, what is it? And the one person that got the penalty from the goalkeeper on the striker foul challenge was Antonio, the biggest fucking guy ever.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Antonio went down, he bounced right back up and continued to run for the ball. Like, I remember even for the Bamford challenge, Bamford went up to the ref and was like, "So you want me to dive? You clearly want me to dive." He says that out loud. It's crazy, dude. Fuck VAR. VAR has been so frustrating this season. Anyways, Brighton. Sorry about that VAR rant. But Brighton, dude, solid defense. I could honestly see them giving Arsenal a very, very tough time. And Arsenal doesn't have the nicest fans sometimes. So
yeah, you think they'll be booing Arsenal and like Mikel Arteta?
100%, fam.
Arteta out, fam.
100%, fam. 100%.
Well, Burnley fans are booing today, so you know what? Like, Arsenal fans are even more are bigger misers anyway. So,
Leandro Trossard also had a really, really good goal. I feel like he could fuck shit up against Arsenal. Anyways, let's make some predictions though.
Okay. 2-2. I think it's gonna be
We're starting off with a RAS special.
Yeah.
Dude, I think, you know what? I'm gonna give Brighton the away win, just because it's exactly what we talk about. I feel like if Arsenal go a goal down, I feel like that stadium's just gonna get toxic. Like, I feel like the fans are just gonna turn and start booing, because I feel like fans are split on whether or not Arteta should stay or should go, sort of thing. Like, what do you think? Do you think Arteta should stay?
Yes.
Well, like, do they have any better options?
Brendan Rodgers?
Yo, honestly, Brendan Rodgers for the England job. I'm not even joking. Like,
yeah,
I think he could do a smashing job there.
Apparently, Brendan Rodgers might be up for like the Spurs job too. So he is definitely one that might be available for these teams. Like, dude, they just got Mikel Arteta. Why are you gonna, get rid of him just right now? Like, this isn't Chelsea. I'm sorry. But, like, have some form of stability in your team.
You know what, though? Don't knock us, because we be winning trophies, fam. Like...
Yeah, no. Like, the Chelsea model works. I'm not gonna lie. The Chelsea model works. It frustrates the hell out of me, but the Chelsea model works.
Oh, speaking to a fan, buddy, trust me, being a Chelsea fan has desensitized me in ways you cannot imagine. Like, having an attachment to anyone in your club... Ugh, bro, I don't even dream about it.
So that's what I mean. Like, for Arteta, so this is what I kind of see right now. I think when I look at Liverpool, like 10 years ago, I think this is what Arsenal are just kind of coming out of right now. Like, they're coming out of poor, like, management and team management that they've had in the last few years, and they're kind of going into Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool era, which brought some back of energy into the team, right? I feel like that's what Mikel Arteta is doing. He has brought back a lot of energy to the team that I don't think wasn't necessarily there. Aubameyang had a really bad season. I don't expect him to continually have a really bad season, right? I feel like he himself would want to, like, step up, right? He's really close to the fans too. It's like, especially with like the more toxic fans that we know and like, love about Arsenal, right? He's really close with them too. So I feel like he is gonna hopefully bounce back next season. I don't think they almost made it to the the Europa final, which is a really big achievement. He has some form of like cup run like mentality that he can like form a good cup run. So it's just a matter of like, sticking with it. He has obviously learned from the best through Pep. All he has to do is go bald and he's going to be exactly like Pep. So.
Dead. You know what? I'm going to change my prediction, though, because I just remembered there's a chance that Welbeck might not be there. And if Mope is missing as well, who's going to strike for them?
Dan Burn.
Yeah, stick that tall motherfucker up there. No, I'll go for a draw, a 0-0. Like, I think it's just gonna be boring and dull. Like, remember when Arsenal, like you mentioned, Arsenal nearly made it to the Europa League final. Why didn't they? Because they had a 0-0 result at home. So yeah, 0-0.
Fair enough. All right, picks.
Yeah, so from Brighton, Bissouma 47% owned. If you are using a slightly added or padded, let's say, scoring system, where he's got like fouls conceded, fouls suffered, that sort of stuff, ball recoveries, you know, a big one. Yeah, go pick up Bissouma, ghost points machine. And defenders, because Arsenal kind of suck at scoring sometimes. Veltman is like an asterisk, like a day-to-day sort of thing, like wait on the lineup. If he starts, go pick him up, because he's pretty solid defender. And then, yeah, Webster, 28% owned, and the striking star himself, Dan Burn, 36% owned. I don't know if you saw the way he took his goal. It looked like Bambi walking into the box. Had no grace whatsoever. Zero.
Could only imagine. So for Arsenal, Odegaard saw a big drop in ownership, 49%. Martinelli also saw a big drop in ownership, 36%. Thomas Partey 30% and Callum Chambers 7%. I feel like there might be some rotation that might happen this game, right? We might see Lacazette back. We might see ESR go to the bench. So kind of keep out on the lineup and see if you can get these players.
Sweet. All right, let's look at the next game then. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. So Aston Villa ended up beating Spurs today, 2-1. Jack is back, you know. And who'd have thunk it, eh? If Jack Grealish plays, Aston Villa creates more, Aston Villa scores more goals, Aston Villa has the X factor to win games.
Yeah. You know what? Like,
is there anything else we need to say? Like,
no, he's like a top 3 pick, man. Like next season, I don't understand why you wouldn't pick this guy top 3.
Because I would pick T-Bebe first.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, dude, like, I mean, I know he got taken off early, but the points that he put up, yeah, Jack is back sort of thing. He's getting back to his best, and I'm gonna be very excited to see him at the Euros, man. Like we mentioned, they made a little tweak in their back line. Instead of playing El Mohammadi, they played one of the centre-backs, Courtney with a K, House, right? Nakamba also played in this game, right? He got the assist for that freak Reguilon goal.
Yeah.
One of the best own goal finishes I've ever seen, mate. I know you owned him, but geez, bro. Like, that was a fantastic finish. You got the assist, though, right? For the Bergwijn goal, so it kind of evened out, I guess. Let's look at Chelsea. I mean, about Aston Villa, do you really think there's much to say other than, like, Ollie and Grealish are, like, the best, right?
Yeah, and that opens up other opportunities for the likes of Bertrand Traore and Anwar El Ghazi to kind of, like, you know, do their own thing.
Yeah, and it helps that Trezeguet is injured, right? So it kind of gives those guys that free roam, especially while options like Sanson is still recovering from injuries, etc. So yeah, LG and Bertrand Traore might be nailed and even better options than you think, right? But coming up against a very, very good Chelsea team, a team that is in the Champions League final, a team that beat Leicester 2-1, get the fuck in. Big team results. I'm so happy. So happy. Much needed win. Kelechi scored as usual against us. But Kelechi scored as usual, against everybody. Apparently he scored now every day of the week this season, and the first person to do so in one season. Yeah. Kelechi, I think, is like a very, very high pick for next season, but we'll talk about him when we get to Leicester. The Chelsea boys. Something we didn't talk about on the last couple of episodes, but there's been a recent tactical tweak where Reece James is playing right centre-back and Azpilicueta is playing right wing-back.
Full-back. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, oh, might be an error, but no, it's not. Like he was playing
second time on purpose, yeah, because it's to counteract Vardy's pace, basically, right? And you know what? Reece has adapted like an absolute boss. So proud of that guy.
Well, he's played there before too, right? So it's not like he hasn't played as the third center back before. I'm pretty sure I saw him as a third center back before.
Don't think
and
so.
They're like Lampard.
He's played in midfield for like when he was on loan at Wigan, like when he was younger and stuff. He's played midfield, defensive midfield. He's even played midfield for us when Frank was in charge. I think like late on, like Frank made like a tactical switch and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like he could play anywhere on the pitch. That's how good Reece is. Honestly, that's how good he is. Kid can take set pieces, smashing delivery into the box. He's our Trent, but obviously not as good, right? He still has miles to go before reaching Trent level, but he has a lot of potential. And you know what? People like Zuma and Christensen should kind of be worried about his versatility, right? Conte came off early with a thigh issue, like probably recurrence of his old hamstring stuff, right? And I won't be surprised if Tuchel just completely rests him until Champions League final and just rolls out Kovacic as a means of increasing his fitness levels, right? Timo Werner, listen, once this guy's, I feel like I'm a broken record when I say once this guy starts scoring goals, be on that shit. It is frustrating how this guy dodges goals. Like, in the right place, in the right time. Again, got another assist, right? Yeah, it's not a direct pass, but won the penalty. For a penalty that we should have probably won, which VAR missed. Oh, right. VAR.
More VAR.
And Mike Dean, I don't know if you saw that challenge of Tielemans on Werner in the box.
Yeah.
You've seen it, right? The kick to the back of the leg. No penalty. You have
what
VAR,
you gonna do?
And VAR tells you no penalty.
So Timo Werner went down, right?
Well, I mean, if you get kicked in the back of your Achilles, like hard swipe kick, are you not gonna go down? Like, I feel like it's natural to feel pain in the back of your leg when someone's kicked you,
and like you're gonna trip. So,
yeah, I mean, like if anyone has not seen that challenge, please go see that challenge, and I'm sure everybody will agree that they made a huge blunder when it came to that pen call. Anyways, must-win game for Chelsea, alright? And I can't see anything other than a win for us.
I think it's gonna be a draw, man. 1-1.
Why do you hate me? Why?
I don't hate you. I just if honestly, here's what I'm looking at. Is
this what you want to happen as a Liverpool fan?
No, honestly, here's what my only. I didn't think Jack Grealish would start this last game, right? But he was subbed off early.
Why?
I just thought it would be a bit more like, nursing his injury, make sure he doesn't go out running, or even if he started, he wouldn't play a full half, or he would have only played a half, right? But he played like what 60-ish minutes, 70 minutes. Yeah, 70-ish minutes, right? So he did come out for the last 20, something that you never do with Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish almost always plays the full 90, right? So, you're still kind of nursing that injury, so I feel like he's going to be back in that 11 because he only played the 70 minutes. He's going to be a bit more fresher than, like, other his teammates. And they're just going to... Chelsea's going to want it more, right? What you hope is Chelsea doesn't leave gaps in the back, which Aston Villa's pace and Aston Villa's almost like, like almost Barca-esque connectivity sometimes where they'll find his string passes and they'll run past your defense and like Ollie Watkins will be free on net or Jack Grealish might be free on net. I feel like there is a realistic possibility of that happening.
You know what? I want to agree with you, but I honestly cannot see anything past us dominating this game. Like, I get that Aston Villa beat Spurs, but it's Spurs, mate. And their backline is absolute trash. Like, we have, like, data proven the best defense since Tuchel has come into the league.
Yeah, and, like, to be honest, like, they showed up heavy. Like, they showed up, like, they wanted to win. They should have scored at least 4 or 5 goals before even Leicester kind of got a chance to go out of their half, right?
Yep.
Like, Chelsea were, like, They wanted to win it, bro. Bad.
We were up for it. Yeah, revenge was real. like even how the fight started, right? Towards the end of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Between Mendy came in to break up the fight, got in the fight too.
Mendy is a monster. This guy is strong as hell, bro. Like, I swear, 5 people are trying to push this guy, and this guy's just walking off like, let me do.
So I get all of that, but I feel like Chelsea. My only thing is they're gonna leave gaps in the back, right?
I don't think so, dude. I honestly don't think so. Because if Tuchel had that plan for Vardy with that whole Reece James switch, who's to say he's not gonna try that against Ollie Watkins?
Ollie Watkins and Jack Grealish.
Who's to say he's not gonna have a plan out for Grealish as well?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I respect your prediction, but I'm gonna have to give us like a 2-0 win. Away win or something like that, yeah. I honestly think we're going to keep the clean sheet. You know what? Even if they score, which I do honestly think Aston Villa has the potential to score, especially when Jack Grealish is involved, but I still cannot see anything past a Chelsea win. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Fulham versus Newcastle.
Full going ham? Is that what it says? Full ham?
Full ham? Is that what Ryan had said in our Banter Boys chat group?
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, Fulham got the 1-1 away draw against Manchester United at a packed Old Trafford. Was really happy to see all those fans in that boisterous environment.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it sent shivers down my spine, goosebumps, yada yada, all that sort of stuff, you know?
Even if there were United fans.
Even if, you know what, football in general, it was just for football, you know? It's the same way I talk about why I was kind of happy to see Leicester win in that sense. Just for football, man. Just for the sport. Like, it was amazing to see. Such good vibes. Good vibes. But yeah, we talk about Fulham attacking again, you know? So they come out and score. It's a little disappointing that United didn't smash them after Cavani put in that amazing goal from like 35 yards out.
Which was probably offside or not offside?
It was 100% offside. Bruno admitted to not touching the ball. How do they not change it? Like, I don't understand. Like, surely collusion, bro. The 100% collusion is going on this season, bro.
They want to give him the Cadbury Award? Is he top assist?
I don't know. But it's nonsense. Like, if the player comes out and says, like, yo, I didn't touch the ball. And, you know what? I really feel it for Scotty P. Because he's talked about so many decisions not going their way. And this is yet another one. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scotty P. You fucked up by not playing your best striker and trying to build a system around him. You waited until you got relegated to try starting to score goals. So I can't forgive you there. But you have my heart in terms of tough decisions against your team.
It sucks that they're going down, but you're absolutely right. Like, they didn't build a team. They didn't stick to the format that they had in the championship. They were like, you know.
You know what's hilarious though? The guy who scored in the playoff final scored against United.
Yeah.
It's somebody that we were like really high on at the start of the season.
But did not have any feature this season whatsoever. So.
Oh man, Scotty P. Scotty doesn't know, yo. He doesn't know. Alright, Newcastle. 1-0 away. Oh, sorry, 1-0 home win. What am I saying? Willock, the kid cannot stop scoring, yo.
And people are still sleeping on him, man.
How is he under 50% owned?
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it.
Shout out to Andres, by the way. I think he had Willock and Nathaniel Phillips as picks or something like that. And I'm not sure if he got it from the Banter Boys podcast, but he ended up winning $500 from the Streamers League. So
nice.
Yeah,
Congrats,
man.
Andreas.
Shout out to Andres, bro. Like, that's big things, yo. Big things. But yeah, Joe Willock, man, 44% owned. Like, what the fuck y'all doing in leagues across y'all, like, countries, man? Go pick up Joe. He's so good.
I have Joe. I know.
So. I know. You didn't have to remind me, baby. Right? You did. But yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised that they kept the clean sheet.
Yeah.
But based on the highlights that I saw, I don't think Sheffield threatened them enough. Like, Ramsdale was definitely the busier keeper, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
ASM got 15 successful dribbles. I've never seen that before in a game. Ever.
Yeah.
Not even Adama Traore does that shit.
Yeah, man.
Like, how in one game does a person get 15 dribbles, bro?
Didn't I say, and Daniel showed me a screenshot for this, I said, if you have ASM and if you have Adama Traore, you're set. That's at least a guaranteed, like, 10, 15 points just from dribbles alone, man.
Okay, dude, if you had last pick in the draft, right? And people like T.D. was gone, Salah was gone, Mane's gone, and you had back-to-back picks. ASM and Adama Traore.
Yeah, man. Like, they just get points. The only thing is, ASM for some reason is a bit more injury prone this season.
Yeah.
And Adama Traore might, he doesn't necessarily always fit into the starting 11 for Nuno.
But the thing is, I wouldn't blame ASM or any footballers in general about being too injury prone this season, especially because of the congestion of games.
Yeah. And
right?
he had COVID for a really long time, and he got he got hit hard by COVID.
That guy had COVID, bruh, and he did 15 dribbles, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord. Oh, that was painful. All right, let's make some predictions, man.
2-1 Newcastle.
Ooh, you don't think Fulham is gonna sign off with a win? These were your boys. You gotta sign off with a win. Come on. Man. You know what? I will do it for you. I got faith in Scotty P. He's gonna sign off with a win, man. I'm gonna give Fulham the 2-1 win. Fabio Carvalho is gonna get his goal. You know, Cavallero is gonna get a goal. Mitrovic gonna assist both of them. Like, honestly, I think Fulham can sign off on a good note because they got a big result against Manchester United, man. A 1-1.
Yeah.
Right? Against a very strong Manchester United team.
100%. I still think Newcastle's going to win.
Alright, what about the picks that you're going to suggest?
Ivan Cavallero, 34%. Bobby de Cordova-Reid, 12%. Fabio Carvalho, 2%. And Sanjay, you suggested this one. Joe Bryan, 14%. We shouted him out way at the start of the season. He's somehow back in the lineup. I completely forgot that he started for Fulham this past game.
Dude, honestly, I think he's worth a shout because if Scotty P is just going to play his OG Fulham squad, then Joe Bryan's going to get a shout, right? He scored a goal. What could go wrong? And honestly, I didn't watch the game, but I remember when we shouted him at the start of the season, was he in on corners and all kind of shit like that?
Yeah, on top pieces.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you got auto subs, I mean, you know what? Try to have some fun, you know? Pick up Joe Bryan. You never know what could happen. Alright, the picks I'm going to suggest from Newcastle, though. Richie, 30% owned. Set pieces, key passes, you know? Murphy, 8% owned. He got the assist today. We've been shouting this guy, right? Mm-hmm. Out of position midfielder playing wing back. And finally, Joe Willock, 44% owned. Please pick him up so we can see his percentage over 50% by the end of the season. Otherwise, it will just be a crime. Absolute crime.
Yep.
Alright, let's look at the next game. Leeds versus West Brom. Leeds, boy. Love Leeds. I wish I was still living in Leeds. Honestly, I love this team. I need to get a Bamford shirt. Seriously.
Like I said, I don't know why you were sleeping on their defense. Even though I didn't give them a clean sheet in my prediction, I was like, they have a pretty solid defense, bro.
Home factor. They were playing away, right? To Southampton. I wasn't sure, to be honest. Even they changed Meslier to Casilla. One of the big reasons why I think Leeds keeps clean sheet is we talk about Dallas playing in midfield, but Meslier makes so many critical saves, right? I honestly did not have the faith in Casilla. Because I don't think Leeds fans rate him that much, right?
Yeah. Even I had the option when I saw Meslier wasn't starting. I was like, do I really want to pick Casilla or do I want to pick someone who, has played football has played more football than, a single game this whole season, so. And
I had Jack Harrison and Rodrigo, who both started, right? So, it was one of those situations where I didn't want to have too many players from one game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Leeds, kind of pretty much back to full strength, right? Even though Cleek and Koch went for their international duty, Rodrigo was fit enough to start. Rafinha started. Calvin Phillips started. Cooper got his game again. I know Llorente came off early for Berardi or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Struijk got a little bit of an appearance. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bielsa kind of makes these little tweaks here and there and give extra minutes to his players and stuff. But I think he's still going to try and win because I think they have a goal to finish top half of the table. And they're going to try and win every game possible.
They have an outside chance of still making Europe, like the Conference League.
No clue. I don't know.
Okay.
I have not checked. But
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Because I think just that's the way Bielsa's mindset is, and the sort of attitude that he makes sure his players have is just go and try to win every game possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't matter if we're playing for something or not. Right?
Yeah.
Like, even when I thought Bamford was going to get subbed off and all kind of shit like that, he played the full 90. He had a concussion issue during the game and still played the full 90. Got a goal and an assist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... West Brom lost at home to West Ham. 3-1, I believe.
Yeah.
Relegated. Big Sam is... I don't know if you saw his interview as well. Apparently, Antonio made some sly comment his way or some shit like that. He wasn't too happy about... I think Big Sam's hurting a little bit because this is the first time he was not able to save a club as well.
Yeah.
So I really feel it for him, right? Because it's kind of what he's known for. And he did make a good effort at it, right? Had he come in earlier, you never know. He could have saved them.
I think I saw a stat that since Big Sam kind of came on, he just finishes outside of top 4 since he came on, right? Like, he finishes... instead of 19th, he was 17th in the table.
Yeah. From
Big Sam's start. But the fact that he had 7, like, he inherited a team that had 7 points when he came on. So
it was a very, very big ask. We knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he did, like, a good job with that team. Right? Even in this game, I feel like once they went down, once West Ham scored the first goal, they kind of just lost all belief.
Yeah, but the thing is, remember West Brom scored the first goal, right? West Ham missed the penalty in this game.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I mean. Like, once West Ham actually scored and, like, got level.
In the end of the first half. Yeah, when Suchek got that goal. Yeah, that must have been quite a sucker punch, for sure.
Yeah, they were just like, we tried our best, it didn't happen. Like, they were just kind of demoralized after.
I mean, West Ham also probably wanted it more, right? Fighting for Europe 100%, and all that sort of stuff, right? Look at your boy 100%. Ben Rama got an assist as well.
Yeah, yeah. Been shouting him for so long.
Yeah.
Like you say.
Yeah. And so, yeah, well, I mean, West Ham, they pulled one out when they needed to. And I honestly thought they were going to crumble after that Declan Rice pen miss. But, yeah, kudos to West Ham for turning it around, right? Let's make some predictions.
2-0 Leeds.
Could be a bloodbath, with the home crowd. And the way Leeds are attacking. So I am going to go for said bloodbath. I'm going to go 5-0 Leeds.
Oof.
Boys gotta have fun, yo. What are the picks that you're going to suggest?
Liam Cooper, 18.5%. Casilla, 1%. Did we find out why Casilla started? Or was it just like, hey, Casilla, go play a game?
I feel like there's some issues that I'm not too clear about. So you know what? There's a chance that Casilla might start that last game.
Might play again. Yeah. And Alioski, 21%.
Yeah, I kind of threw Alioski in as well, just because even though he's been already signed off for like a different club, he's still playing really, really well for them and is getting into really good attacking positions. So you could see an attacking
goal
return
coming.
this game. Yeah, I really feel like it's coming, yeah. West Brom, not going to suggest anyone. The only person that you're going to want is Matheus Pereira. I thought about picking up Townsend. I didn't play him in my heads up match or whatever, but Townsend has this knack of racking up key passes and assists, but I think it might just be too late with West Brom, and yeah, just avoid the pain, All right, let's look at the next game, Leicester versus Spurs. Massive fixture, right? We talked about Leicester just now. Evans is not there, right? So they had to change things up with their right centre-back. They moved, I guess I want to say Fofana central, moved Castagne into right centre-back, right?
Yeah.
Ricky P looked really, really good towards the end of this game. Should have gotten the assist for that Ayose Perez chance towards the end of our game.
Yeah.
I think it was like the 89th minute or something like that. Brighton getting a run out every now and then. Luke Thomas looked like a kid versus us, not gonna lie. He showed his naivety and his inexperience. It really, really showed. Vardy just looks off it, man. Honestly. Kelechi is now the new way forward, I think, for Leicester. And I think they're honestly gonna be building the team around him or should be building the team around him.
Yeah.
Because, okay, let me ask you, next season's draft, you're going to draft Kelechi or Vardy first?
I don't think I want Vardy again. Like, I love the fact that there's only a couple of players in the entire Premier League who can get like 0 points or like 40 points, but I don't like that tension. Like, I don't like that anxiety of like, I have to start him on the chance that he gets 40 points, right? I want someone else can have that. Kelechi just scores, man. Kelechi is probably the most informed player in the Premier League at the moment.
Honestly, it's giving me one of those vibes that DCL gave me towards the end of that last season, even though he had that shit form when Project Restart happened.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I think DCL went so late in our draft. And I was able to get him, but he was still such a solid pick, right? Because I feel like Kelechi's starting to show me that sort of DCL late-ish sort of form where Kelechi, I think, would go before Vardy, mate. Honestly. And what else about Leicester, really? Maddison was absolute shite versus us, right? 0 points. Pulled off at 59 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if his England spot is up for grabs.
I was honestly surprised to see Kelechi benched.
Yes,
over.
agreed.
Like, I don't understand why Brendan Rodgers did that.
That was dumb. I thought that was really,
like,
really dumb.
The only thing I can think of is rest. But at the same time, I'm like, you're fighting for top 4.
Yep.
Why are you benching your best player right now?
I would have benched Maddison, probably. Because Maddison has
100%.
not looked good since coming back from injury.
100%. 100%.
Alright, let's look at Spurs. Spurs lost to Aston Villa today. One of the best own goal finishes I've seen in a while from Virgil.
Yeah, man. Outside of the foot, volley, first touch.
Yeah, I do feel it for him though, because you looked at his reaction after he scored the own goal and
yeah,
it just looked like
heartbreaking.
Nothing is going right for him at the moment,
Yeah.
Because he came across from Real Madrid, Mourinho, that whole drama went down, coach leaving. I mean, that's gotta fuck somebody up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, having to move to a completely new country and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, he's not having the easiest time at the moment, right?
Especially the fact that all of his teammates play cricket and he doesn't know what the game is, right? He's like, what is this game?
Yo, Dele Alli is looking proper G right now. I take him to England, mate. He is balling. Like, he's got the swag back, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Dele Alli might be a proper pick for next season's draft, man.
Yeah.
Only if he keeps the dreadlocks, though.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why he didn't really flourish under Mourinho.
He just needed to grow the dreads for the power?
Exactly.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But other than Spurs, Aurier was on the bench because that little niggle or injury or whatever. Bale was on the bench for this game as well. Bergwijn looked amazing in this game. Took his goal like a champ as well. I think that's a possible pick as a cover if you need one.
Yeah.
If you want to cover like your Kane's son in your final, or you want to cover that Bale. If Bergwijn gets a start, he's worth a shout, mate. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, Ross, I know you asked me as well, should you pick up Aurier for Reg or whatever? Sorry to bust your files on the pod. But, yeah, I think Aurier is the better defender than Serge in terms of like the ghost points.
I think so. But I'm honestly afraid of playing a Tottenham defender this game. I think this game's going to have lots of goals, man.
Are we going to make predictions then, buddy?
Yes, I think this is going to be a 3-3. Right?
Can we call this a Sanji special?
Sure, go for it. Isn't yours like the 3-2? Or is that a West Ham special?
No, that's a West Ham special. Yeah.
Okay, alright, okay. I know, like, both teams, like, Spurs are technically still playing for Europe. Some form of European competition next season. Yeah. Right? Kane is still going for the golden boot. This guy does not care about his team whatsoever. He just wants his name on the score sheet. Right? Leicester want to finish top 4, especially after the disappointment of losing it on the last day in last season. Both teams are going to be fighting it out, bro.
But doesn't it feel like the only person that Leicester's going to get goals from is Kelechi right now and no one else? Isn't that a little scary?
I think Tielemans has a big say in that.
Oh, bro, he scored a wonder goal against us in the final. How often do you see Tielemans scoring goals like that?
Then you know what? Kelechi will get 3 goals. He'll get a hat trick against Spurs, bro.
You know what? I only believe you because Spurs' defense is that garbage.
But you know what? I think with that garbage said, like, you know, Jamie Vardy loves, like, you know, scoring against garbage defenses, right? He'll just, you know...
Yeah, that's true as well.
His team depends on it right now.
Yeah, that's true as well. Alright, I think I will go for a Ross special. I'll go for a draw as well, a 2-2. Just to cover my ass. Alright, let's talk about those picks.
Like O'Brien, 23%. I still think he's a solid baller, man.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get more freedom against Spurs. Like,
exactly.
It's not surprising his points got choked against Chelsea, right?
Exactly. Like, you're going up against one of the best defenses compared to now one of the worst defenses. So.
There you go. Bergwijn, 22% owned, like I just talked about, took his goal like a fucking rock star. But this one, I put down as like a last minute note thing. I was just kind of going through, cleaning up the notes and everything. Matt Doherty, 42% owned. Hear me out now. The guy came on for 6 minutes and got 5.75 points. I don't know what the fuck that entailed, but a small part of me feels that since Reggie has been such shite recently, I feel like Doherty might get a look in against Leicester, man.
On the opposite flank?
Somehow, I feel like he might get played. Yeah. I don't know, just a little weird feeling. The thing is, okay, if you saw Doherty starting, would you go pick him up?
If Reg wasn't?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay.
You know what? Like, I don't know. Like I said, there's going to be goals in this game, so I might auto-sub it. I would
suggest you auto-sub it because Doherty has not played in forever, right? So you don't know what he's going to do, right? Even though, listen, 5.75 in 6 minutes, fucking, that's like 90 points, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Extrapolating.
90-point player, bro. First pick. But yeah, those are my picks from Spurs. Let's look at the next game. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Liverpool with another win, bruh. 3-0 at Turf Moor. Big fucking win.
Yeah. You know what? Like Robbo said it. He like in the start you could see Liverpool's defense was super nervy.
Yeah, during the game Robertson was like, guys, calm the fuck down. Like like gesturing at everyone.
Those fans gave the Liverpool team energy. They were just like, I think, just in such awe of like having fans back in the stadium after so long. They were just like, Robertson said that gave them energy. Burnley should have scored a couple of goals, man. Like Reece Williams got bailed out so many times. But like I said, Nat Phillips, Natty P is
a fucking G.
Exactly, man. Like, I honestly love the way he defends. It looks ugly on the eyes, but it's
effective.
It's effective. He's giving it 110% on the pitch, no matter what.
And if anyone deserved a goal, Natty P deserved a goal.
100%. And you called it out. You said he's gonna get a goal soon. I think a couple of episodes ago.
There you go.
It sucks that goal was like the combo. I literally yelled when I was like, combo! And I was like, wait, Sanji's not in this group chat right now. So I was like, ah! But, you know, when Mane got the assist for Natty P's goal, but, like, it was good. It was good. I'm really happy for Natty P.
I feel like Mane might score next. I feel like he's the last person that you guys need to score. Like, he's the last person who hasn't scored. Like, him and Genie, maybe, could score against Crystal Palace and seal the top 4 for you guys, you know?
Yeah.
I thought Shaqiri was gonna start this game because you've been saying Genie has been pedestrian for like the longest while.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of it. Like when Genie gets the ball, he just kills the pace out of the game.
He does. It's weird. Like sometimes he'll drive the ball forward, right? Yeah. And he'll hold the ball really well. Like there's a few instances where he was like, you know, driving the ball, and he's a quick player. Like he's an agile player and stuff, right? A good dribbler and everything. But for the most part, every time he gets the ball, instead of trying to like pick the pass, trying to find the fullbacks or anything, he'll lay it off for Thiago. He'll lay it off for Fabinho. Like Firmino's playing a bit like, you know, not in the box and a bit kind of out of like the striker position. He'll kind of pass it to them, but he won't look for the forward pass himself. And it frustrates me when I watch that. because I know he can.
Yeah.
Everyone knows he can.
Yeah.
So
I was happy to see Robbo get the 2 assists though. Much needed for his confidence, right? He's been having it a little rough on that left side for the last few games. Yeah, I mean, not much else to say about Liverpool. Let's talk about Crystal Palace. That Eze injury, pretty massive, right?
Yeah.
We talked about him playing in that new sort of system/formation, and they kind of got the best out of Eze, right? And kind of got the best out of Crystal Palace. But now, I think Tompkins is back into center defense, so they managed to push Kouyaté into midfield, right?
Yeah.
So that probably shores things up for them a little bit as well, I'm thinking.
Yeah. But attackingly, you're still kind of dependent on Zaha and Townsend.
Hello, big man Benteke.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they're going to create for Benteke.
Yeah.
Right? There's no other creation, like it's like creativity in the midfield at the moment.
You don't need to create for Benteke. Just cross it to him. He'll header everything in. This guy wins
Cross
like
it, inshallah.
50 aerials every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, honestly, okay, if Roy was still there and they were starting next season with Eze in that position and all that sort of stuff, where would you draft Christian Benteke?
7th round?
Because I would say he's comparable with Ollie Watkins and DCL and stuff, just on the mere fact of how he gets his ghost points, right?
Yeah. I get it, but at the same time, sometimes he'll just be silent for a lot of games.
That is also true, yeah. He probably just hit some form as well now, right? Because of Euros, playing for that spot in the Belgium squad, a lot of players have incentives at this point of the season.
At the same time, exactly, I think a lot of it is, externally driven. Yeah. At the same time, Roy has gotten the best out of the Crystal Palace team for the last few seasons. And with him gone, I do honestly see them back in the relegation race.
I'm going to stick to my same call, but you know what? That might change when we do our preseason pods, right? Let's make some predictions, though.
Do you want to go first, or do you want to wait for the bombshell afterwards?
Fuck yeah, I want to go first. I'm going to go for Liverpool 7, Crystal Palace 0.
Just a repeat?
Just a repeat.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1. It's Roy Hodgson's last game. Even though Liverpool fans will be back in the stadium, we'll have 10,000 fans in the stadium. I still think Crystal Palace might just want to show something for their manager. So,
who's getting the goal for them?
Christian Benteke.
Of course, Liverpool legend.
He also loves scoring against Liverpool. That's the main reason
kick. Was it? No, that was against United, was it?
That was against United. But when he was in Aston Villa, he loved scoring against Liverpool.
Okay. All right.
So,
alright, let's make some picks.
Liverpool, honestly, the only one you might still get is Reece Williams, 16%. I think this is only if you're trying to match a clean sheet. I honestly, as much as the effort that he's putting on and the position that he's been putting in right now as a 20-year-old, I still don't fully trust him, especially against the likes of Townsend and Zaha, kind of switching up and trying to target him specifically.
Surely Klopp does not move Fabinho back into the defense.
No. If you do, you lose top 4.
Yeah. Agreed. And the thing is with Rise, though, not as many ghost points as Nat, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I feel like Nat just is always first to the ball. Anytime, every time that Norris guy did, the goal kick towards Wood, you just see Nat. Nat just shows up. Nat is just always there winning the fucking aerials, right?
Exactly.
So, if Liverpool lose that clean sheet, man, you might be stuck with, 1 or 2 points from Rice Williams, right? Especially if, Crystal Palace don't attack. But if they do try to cross it up to Benteke, I feel like Nat's gonna be the one on Benteke.
100%. Or even if Benteke wants to be on Rice, Nat will make sure that he sticks with Benteke.
Exactly, yeah. For Crystal Palace, I'm not going to shout anyone. Not worth it. Unless you can get Benteke, really. Benteke or bust, like always. Alright, let's move on to the next game. Man City versus Everton. Man City, boy, losing 3-2 to Brighton.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their goals, right?
Yes.
But how funny is it that I'm pretty sure last pod we said how, you know what, Man City's been conceding some goals lately, chop and change, move it around. Of course, don't listen to my own goddamn advice. What's really going on with Man City, man? Do you think Pep might be losing it right before the Champions League final?
Do you think he might be playing some extra mind games right before the Champions League final?
What mind games, bro? What mind games, bro?
Like,
I don't know. I'm very nervous for that Champions League final. Like, Pep is a mastermind. You never know what to expect. So
100%. But I think he often overthinks it up. So I honestly don't know. Man's like they have, like you said, for Chelsea, they have 6 days before the Champions League final.
Yeah.
So they can play a strong team again and still expect them to have some sort of rest for the last game. I expect something like, like Aguero starting, and people might want to pick him up, but don't pick him up. I swear to God, don't pick Aguero
Yeah, he
up.
could get called off after 10 minutes, right? They might do
Exactly.
that, like, minute on your shirt. What is the number on your back of your shirt? We'll sub you off at that minute, right?
Exactly. City have nothing to play for in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They aren't even trying to reach any sort of record either.
Yeah.
And the fans are back, so they might want to do something for the fans. But at the same time, it's going to be a weird game. Everton might still be playing for some European spot again.
Well,
so,
I mean, Everton's away form is the reason why they're so high up in the table, right? So we can't
100%.
ignore the fact that the visiting team is Everton, right?
Yeah.
So I think we can switch across to them. Because, I mean, with Pep, I agree with what you say. You don't know until he fucking feels the team, right?
Mm-hmm,
and even then, with Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Cancelo, and Edison couldn't keep a clean sheet against Brighton, who struggles to score, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
At Everton now, I don't know if James is gonna start this game or be fit for this game. Like, does he have the legs? He might be on the bench for this, I'm assuming.
I think he'll start.
Maybe because he was left out of the squad completely. That's why you think he'll start? Yeah.
Yeah, I told Neeraj, who picked up James, I was like, pick up Siggy too, because I think they're gonna rotate. So you want to make sure you have Siggy in case James doesn't start. And I honestly did think like James wouldn't start, just because like I don't think he has the legs to kind of run every game in the intensity that the Premier League requires. I don't think he's there yet. So
why didn't I get this advice? I thought Bantam.
Oh, because Neeraj was gonna get it regardless.
Yeah, I know. Could you believe Neeraj had the audacity to screenshot the tiebreaker table, screenshot the fact, and explain and break it down? He was like, bro, I've got this amount of Fab, I can bid this much amount of Sigurdsson, this much amount on James, you don't have enough money, so you'll definitely be priced out. So just FYI, don't even bother bidding on them. Legit. Man's broke it down for me and sent me the message.
Yeah. Like, so...
Rude.
Rude, for sure. So, I think Everton gets a win here.
Really? Wow.
I think Everton gets a win here.
I would love that, because then they'll be absolutely rocking for the Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that. You know what? I'm going to go with a Raw special, though. A 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah.
I think Everton's going to get the win here, 3-2.
All right. Let's go for some picks, though.
I honestly don't know, what the lineup will be, what Pep wants to do. Does he want to rest his players? Does he want to give them, half time, just half a game or something? The only one that you might be able to get is, Mendy and, Fernandinho. But at the same time, you look at the lineup and see what's available and see who's starting.
Agreed. For Everton, Godfrey, 43% owned. But, I mean, if we think City are going to score, then you might not want a defender. I think the only other person who you could probably go for is maybe the likes of Alan or Doucouré. But again, it depends on your scoring system, right? You're going to need, ball recovers and maybe some extra tackling points. I don't know what other scoring categories. We need to explore that, I think, as well over the break to see what other scoring categories are there, and maybe kind of see, what other leagues kind of do as well. So maybe we need to, there's things that we're not catering for, right, for next season.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, let's do the next game. Sheffield United versus Burnley. Sheffield United had the loss to Newcastle, right? Your Canadian boy Jebison got the start again, right? But I think, just relegation form. Based on the highlights from what I saw, it just seemed like Newcastle kind of dominated that, right?
Yeah.
ASM 15 dribbles. What more to say? Everyone dribbled. The starting squad got dribbled. The bench got dribbled. Hey, even the coach probably got dribbled. Hecking bottom.
The fans got dribbled. That's what
Probably.
it was.
You know what though? Sheffield are at home though, and their fans are wild, man. Their fans are wild. So I feel like they could get, riled up for this game, honestly. And it's against Burnley, right? Burnley don't have anything to play for. I feel like the only reason Burnley played well today was because their fans are such trolls. I love Burnley fans, by the way. They jeer at everything. They make it very uncomfortable to play at Turf Moor.
They do. And you could hear it.
Yeah.
Like, it's concentrated.
Yeah.
That stadium is concentrated.
Yeah.
So, like, you could hear it and you're just like, man, like, I feel bad for players like Reece Williams who haven't played in front of fans for a whole season.
Baptism
and are
by
20
fire,
years
bro.
old. Right? Yeah, exactly. So, like, speaking of Burnley, I honestly don't know how they didn't score today.
Yeah, you guys got away. You guys were
We
lucky.
got away easily. Like, Burnley could have scored twice before Liverpool even, like, got a shot on net or something.
Yeah.
But not like, Liverpool had their fair chances. Salah missed a few really
missed
easy
an
chances.
easy chance in the start.
Easy chance. Yeah, exactly. So, like, at the same time, I feel like the Burnley-Liverpool game could have been like a 3-4 or a 4-3 or something outrageous, right?
Yeah.
Both teams just like kind of gunning for it.
Yeah.
Like, just score as many goals as you can.
Even Brownhill played like this new attacking like number 10 position right next to Willock.
Right wing,
He was popping
yeah.
up in the box so much, dude. Had some good shots on target. Like, I felt like he was going to get a goal or assist today.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then when like, who came on? When Vidra came on,
I think
right? When Vidra came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for Cork, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, then like the formation kind of changed up, right?
Yeah. They went back to the standard sort of formation, right?
Exactly.
But it was very interesting. Yeah, Burnley rolled out like a 4-5-1, I want to say, to kind of counteract the Liverpool formation.
Mm-hmm.
They really put up a good fight. They really did.
Yeah.
It was a great watch. While I watched it.
Yeah.
All right, let's make some picks.
Predictions first?
Yeah, we can make some predictions as well.
3-1 Burnley.
You know what? I think Sheffield might nick this one, I'm gonna say Sheffield 1-0.
But they've already got their win, bro. They already granted us our wish.
Even they got the podcast. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I feel like Sheffield United had a very rough season, like as a club, right? I feel like not having their fans was one of the biggest things for them because their fans are quite electric. That stadium is, it can be quite a quadrant when it's ready, right? And losing Wilder, having so many injuries as well throughout the entire squad, I feel like Sheffield just needs that win to end their season on like a good note, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just and Burnley struggled to score against you guys, even though they should have scored, right? And for some reason, I just feel like Sheffield could, even though they don't have their own Natty P, Sheffield could potentially, as a unit, be more solid defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're starting to get guys back slowly. Like Jack Robinson came back slowly, etc., right?
Yeah.
And they had a good game against Everton away, man. Right? So, you know what? I think Jebison could do a little thing, boy. So my prediction, 1-0 Sheffield United win. Let's make some picks.
Ramsdale 32%, John Fleck 22%, McGotrick 28%, and John Egan 20%.
Yeah, so I threw in John Egan into your notes because he is a proper set piece threat. And he got some good ghost points even though they conceded and lost the game. I think he got like around 9 to 10 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, worth a shout against a Burnley team that is kind of done with the season, really, I want to say. The pick I'm going to suggest from Burnley, Brownhill, 23% own. He got good ghost points today, like around 10-ish. Let's say 8 to 10-ish, right? Because I'm looking at OG League, we've got extra scoring stats in there.
Yeah.
I think he's, if you have auto subs, he's a good backup midfielder to own, really. Like, you never know. He might even score in this game, right? Because he came close to scoring against Liverpool.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the next game, West Ham versus Southampton. West Ham had their 3-1 win away to West Brom, right? The likes of Antonio on the score sheet.
Yeah.
The likes of Souček on the score sheet. Ogbonna, the Italian. Do you remember when we did our pub quizzes?
That's
we gotta bring those back,
yeah.
by the way. I've missed those. We gotta do our pub quizzes again somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, West Ham started off shaky. Declan Rice missing the penalty. Then they conceded. I want to say Suchek scored the own goal. It came off his head, went to the net. It is an own goal. Fuck fantasy. I know what I saw. Yeah, they got the job done when they really, really needed it, right? I don't know what else to say. Ben Rama got his chance after scoring that big, big winner against Brighton, right?
Yeah.
Cresswell back on the key passes, on the corners, on the assists. The only thing that worries me is the game is at home, and I've been to West Ham home games, and it can get quite nervous at times. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like before COVID hit, West Ham was struggling a lot in front of their home fans. Like, it's one of those sort of Arsenal sort of situations.
Yeah.
I just felt like they were losing more in front of their fans than they were away sort of thing.
I don't know. Maybe the fans won't be like asshole-ish, right? Maybe they just want to see their team, right?
I mean, for my extended family, I would love to see West Ham in European football. I would love to see them in European football. But
it would suck that from almost gaining Champions League to basically challenge for like top 6 at the moment.
You know
right?
why? Because David Moyes is a football genius.
Did you see that
I
video?
watched it, bro. I watched it. It was jokes.
Oh man. It was so jokes.
Like, it was like for a
United's best player?
David
Moyes.
Yeah, David Moyes is a football genius. Yeah, but who scored for you guys? David Moyes. Wait, what do you mean? He's a football genius. Like, he would complete the sentence regardless of what the question was. Like, bad jokes. Alright, let's look at... Oh, I mean, big note about West Ham. I don't know if Fabianski's gonna be out, but Darren Randolph did an amazing job in net, so I don't think it matters. Potentially, you know what, Randolph might be an upgrade, because Flapianski has been a little iffy as of recently,
this season.
thought. Yeah. This season as well, yeah, I would agree. Southampton now, lost at home 2-0. Wasn't surprised by that result, because they did concede that 9 goals in front of their fans. So that was kind of the reason why I was a little like iffy on the Southampton defense for this game as well. But Ings, I think, was rested for this game, right? He was on the bench for this game, I believe. He came on, right? Because Neeraj didn't have him in his starting lineup, right? Yeah. Teller got his start, right? After getting his goal and whatnot. Salisu, I know we talked about him on the last pod, but he's getting good ghost points, man. Just his performance alone against Kalechi, I thought was a great individual performance, like from a defensive perspective. And he's getting good ghost points as well, right? But Southampton just conceding bare goals, man. I don't know what it is.
They're on their beach.
Yeah, you want to stay on the beach, but JWP is still like running his heart out. Honestly, JWP deserves a spot in that Euro squad, right?
100%.
Over Madison,
100%.
right?
100%.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah. Thank you. I love. This is why I love talking football with you, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the latest Euro squad, anyways, right? So,
I really hope he makes it. Really, really hope. You know what? Before we make predictions and picks, JWP, where are you gonna draft him next season?
3rd round.
Okay.
Actually, that's 30 players, almost, right? Depend where I am, but like.
And who picks who as well.
yeah, exactly.
You never know, man. Underher might get picked first. Alright, let's make some predictions.
2-0 West Ham.
Ooh, I'm gonna go for a raw special 2-2.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like JWP is gonna score one of those classic free kick goals. Cresswell as well, because they both hit the post in their respective games this game week. So surely they're gonna hit the target this game, right? But yeah, I just think that, you know what? I'm sorry if my extended family is listening to this, but I feel like West Ham's just gonna crumble under the pressure in front of their home fans. I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, right? Picks.
Said Ben Rama at 30%. I know you mentioned Darren Randolph, but at the same time, you expected them to concede 2 goals. So,
yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, if Southampton can keep a clean sheet, Salisu could be a beast. I think he's worth picking up on your auto subs. have a look at his points, honestly. But I wouldn't blame you if you don't go with him because Southampton are conceding goals left, right, and centre. All right.
Yeah.
Let's look at the last game. Wolves versus Manchester United. Wolves with the 1-0 away loss to Everton, who were good in the first half. I thought they kind of dominated the game in the first portion. As usual, Everton was shite at home. I think their fans kind of just got them over the edge for that game. Yeah. Right?
Like you called it.
Yeah. Like I called it. I know. Yeah, I feel like Wolves will end the season out strong. Home game. Again, another team that has had it really rough this season, losing Jimmy, losing Doherty, losing Neto, losing Podence, losing Johnny. Bowley got COVID.
Yeah.
Bro, like, come on. These guys need a win, man. Just like for morale or something, right? Fabio Silva should get a goal. You know, it would be nice to see that kid score in front of the fans as well, right? But they looked like they were kind of to full strength versus Everton in terms of their lineup, right? They went with the back five. They had Kilman, Bowley, and Cody start. They had Semedo and Ait-Nouri on the wing backs. They had Neves and Moutinho in the middle, Fabio Silva, Adama Traore, and Gibbs White up top, right? Gibbs White is still getting chances. He had a really, really good effort on goal. Pickford had to make an amazing save.
Yeah.
So I think they could sign off with a decent home win. You know, the crowd factor, right? I honestly think it'll play a role.
Plus, United don't have to play for anything this game.
There you go.
They have a Europa League final.
Yeah.
Right? In 3 days after? 4 days after?
3 days after,
26th, right?
And they've got players with niggles already that they had from the Fulham game, right?
Yeah, and they will be traveling too, so why would you kind of like risk any further, what would you call it, further kind of injury, further kind of like fitness issues? So
is Ole Solskjaer a football genius?
Let's see. You call him a PE coach, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Let's do what a PE coach does. So just because of that, like I think United will play a very
B squad
second team.
Yeah.
Very second team.
Yeah. All right, let's make some predictions then.
2-1 Wolves.
Yeah, I think because the Wolves defense has still been shite this season, I still think they can concede for sure.
Like Mason Greenwood's going to come on and score or something.
Yeah. You know what? Let's make it a little more exciting then. Let's go for a 3-2 Wolves win. Yeah, I think, Wolves win. Picks, I'll go first. No one to suggest because I don't know if you can get anyone. But if you had to take a very, very wild punt, Gibbs White.
Yeah.
He could potentially score a screamer.
For Wolves, that's exactly kind of what I was thinking. I was like, there's not much that would be available right now, but like Gibbs White and Fabio Silva, I've suggested them before and they let us down a couple of times. So, like, yeah.
It's a wild one, but yeah, if I had Moutinho, I'd play Moutinho over Gibbs, right?
100%,
right? Or over Fabio Silva. So
yeah.
Picks from United. I think there's only one pick that we can discuss is Tellez, 18%, 19% owned. Luke Shaw should get the rest in this game, right?
He should, hopefully.
And does Tellez take corners?
He does.
Okay.
Right?
So good, ghost points, key pass, outlet, could potentially get an assist. You never know, right?
But I'm thinking of like the likes of like Diallo too. Diallo.
Yeah.
Who got the assist for Greenwood's goal against Leicester.
That's a good shout as well. Yeah, definitely. Could be one of those situations you watch and see, right? But have a look at the Wolves lineup as well, right? If the Wolves lineup is really, really strong, like it was against Everton, you might not want to be punting on like Diallo. And if you have auto subs, you might want to put Greenwood on the auto subs as well, right? You never know. Yeah. Because if
he's a boom or bust.
There's no creativity in that United squad, Greenwood might just be running around like a headless chicken, right? Or just shooting every shot he can get, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Still tip Wolves for this. Anyways, so that's predictions, that is picks, and that is us. Ross, before we close off on final notes, you want to remind listeners how they can engage with us and listen to our episodes.
Yep, 100%. So you can message us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @BanterB. You can message us on Discord. on the Draft PL channel, Banter Boys, #6585, and on Reddit, /Banter_boys. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the name of Banter Boys.
Sweet. So I think this is our second to last episode for the season, right?
Yeah.
Our last one will be coming out on Sunday.
Review.
Right?
Yeah.
Review.
Yeah.
So, I mean, any closing thoughts, final, I don't know, like, it's been quite a ride, quite a journey, right?
Yeah, man. I'm just excited for this season to be over, man. Like, it hasn't been, like, the most joyful football season in terms of, like, Liverpool and in terms of, like,
oh, you're
fantasy
sugarcoating
too.
it, baby. It's been such a bullshit season.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
so I just want, like, you know, good Euros and start of August or mid-August for when the new season starts.
do you have any picks for Euros? Winners?
Winners at this point? Portugal.
Oh, wow. That's a good shout. I'm going to go with Belgium.
Everyone always goes with Belgium.
Yeah, they've got a good squad.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they always have a good squad.
Yeah, I think that's it from us. We are nearly hitting the 2-hour mark, so we should definitely shut it down right now.
100%, yeah.
Alright, so signing off from me and Ross, we will catch you on the next episode then.
Peace!